Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing the Maserati GranTurismo Trofeo. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Maserati of Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this GranTurismo. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 known as the Nettuno V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 542 horsepower and then 479 pound-feet of torque. And I love how this is all displayed. I think it looks really sharp. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So this one is a special anniversary edition, and so it comes with this really cool blue paint. It's got a matte finish and it absolutely pops. It also has kind of like a little bit of a flake to it. You guys can see here with the kind of different hues that you see depending on how the light hits it. I think it's really cool. Got the headlight design here, which is definitely Maserati, and then we actually have some carbon fiber trim down below, and then you guys can see with all the chrome trim here at the bottom, but then we also have some blacked out elements too. Got the Maserati trident, and putting it all together, it's distinctly GranTurismo. Now, tire and wheel setup is 255, 30, 20 in the front, and then 295, 30, 21 in the rear, so slightly staggered setup. Then you can see here with the wheels, you've got that cool orange ring wrapped around, and then you've got your Maserati trident with the 75 logo to signify this is the anniversary edition. Trofeo there on the side. We've got a bunch of carbon fiber along the side as well. And you can see the Maserati trident again in orange. So you have this very interesting contrast between this very light satin blue and the orange. Now, taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We've got the opening there for the trunk and then the Maserati trident. Now, taking a look at the cargo space here in the back. Again, this is a sports car at the end of the day, but it's actually pretty dang practical. This is cool. They actually give you a battery tender from the factory because they're like, hey, we understand you're going to have multiple cars if you buy this. So here's your factory battery tender with the Maserati logo. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the trunk area. Press that, and I'll close everything up. Really beautiful taillight design here, and then you can see with all the rest of the badges. And then notice how the exhaust tips there, pretty aggressive looking. Blacked out trim here in the center. And putting it all together, I think they've done a good job with the design here. Distinctly Maserati, and it's very beautiful and elegant. Now, taking a look at the front door panel, you can see with the black leather trim, and then I love the contrasted stitching goes across. And you've got some white leather and then more black leather, so you've got this contrast. And then look at this trim here. It's pretty cool looking. Speaker here for the sound system, and down below. Blind spot monitoring with the mirror. And then you can see the Maserati plaque right there. 75th anniversary there on the headrest with the back seats. And the back seats themselves, really nice trim all down the center. Very fancy looking. Actually got some USBs there. They even get their own vents in the rear too. But something to note, just like most two-door cars, it is going to be more cramped with legroom and headroom. This is kind of more of like a storage space, but a very beautiful looking storage space with all the leather trim. 75th anniversary there on the headrest, and then you can see the trim down the center portion here. And this is nice on the dash. And then it continues across as well. So starting with the steering wheel, we've got the Maserati logo front and center. We of course have the column mounted paddle shifters, which is always fun. Got a drive mode select here. You can also see with the engine stop start on the steering wheel. Traction controls. This actually comes with adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist, so you could daily drive this very easily. Some controls for the center stack as well. But yeah, definitely a beautiful design. I like how it's like perforated on these sides too. It kind of makes it just feel a little bit sportier. So here's a gauge cluster, full digital gauge cluster. You can see different bits of information on the car within the gauge cluster. Pretty standard setup. Fun part is the drive modes. So depending on what mode you put it in will determine what the screen looks like. And you can see that blinking light. It has adjustable suspension, so the suspension will adjust up and down depending on the drive mode as well. So we've got this 360 camera system, really good resolution out of all of the viewpoints with it, which is great. This is, you know, an expensive car, so you want a camera system that makes it easy to park. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time. I like how you have the little GranTurismo right there. Lock the glove box for the infotainment system. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, it's easy enough to use. And then you do have buttons down below for your gear selector. And then this is like our climate control tab. So for example, if I want to turn on the cooled seats, boom, just press that tab. They make it super easy to use. So down below, this is really fun with the storage. And then you can see with the trim on top, got some cup holders here. And a charging area, some USBs and everything. And the nice trim on the top section. And again, like I said, on the dash, you also have a clock here, the Maserati logo. And then you can see the Italian flag across, and then GranTurismo here on the other side. And then with the glove box itself, oh, I guess this is the one that you open from the infotainment system. Yeah, so here's the button right there, and that'll open up the glove box. Nice trim inside, but yeah, pretty normal. And on the outside, it's wrapped in leather, of course. And then we do have a premium headliner. You can see that continues to the top here as well. So here's our winter sticker for the GranTurismo 75th Anniversary Edition. And I always love Maserati's descriptions. The limited edition Maserati GranTurismo 75th Anniversary celebrates 75 glorious years of grand touring. Based on the Trofeo with its Nettuno V6, this edition features exclusive exterior and interior colors and accents, as well as a heads-up display, ventilated front seats, and an exclusive interior badge. Anyways, $267,495 is the total MSRP on this one. I do believe there is a deal going on this one. Just check it out on the Maserati of Salt Lake's website in the description down below. Let's see how it drives.